Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to MATCHFIT Entertainment's official coverage of the 2026 Supercars and Allports NZ V8 Supercars Summer Series. Proudly sponsored by GAMAFLARE and Allports, of course. We've got support from New Zealand Esports, and this week's weekly sponsor is OKMS Media and Graphics, ladies and gentlemen. So, good on those guys for jumping on board for this week's sponsorship. But it is, look, we'll just get straight to it. It is Tuesday night. It is round 5 and we are at Barcelona. I'm Davo and J-Man, always by my side. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, good evening, Davo. Good evening, viewers. Welcome back to another fantastic Tuesday night here, as you mentioned, in the summer. Doesn't feel like summer outside my house right now, but I tell you what, I reckon it's going to be pretty hot out there tonight.
You know it.
At CATALUNYA, and what a fantastic race circuit we do have on the cards tonight. Once again, good fields by the look of things out there.
Yes,
Hot times.
yes.
We've obviously just paid witness off camera to the practice session, and looking for a little bit of information to come to light in the coming minutes as to what that looks like. Last week, this was a really, really exciting session based on the fact that everybody was basically given it their level best to make the top 30. So we'll see what's happening out there tonight, whether we drop around about 8 cars and it's a 30-car grid, or whether we go 38. Didn't quite hear race control myself, but hey, look, tonight's format will consist of obviously the qualifying session that has just commenced, 15-minute session, and I believe we'll have a top 10 outside of that. Race 1 will be a sprint race, and then a little break, and then race 2 will be a reverse top 15 from race 1.
Yep.
And a mandatory pit stop for minimum of 2 tyres. But what we do know, what we've learned already in the series, is these things are super fuel sensitive, and we saw fuel being a big issue at the back end last week at Watkins Glen.
We did.
With cars running out just before the finish or at the finish line, and some guys even actually having to dive back into pit lane, Davo, and just top those things up. So
not
very,
ideal.
Very hungry on the go juice, but
yeah.
It gives these drivers something to think about other than lap time and racecraft, and as if there wasn't enough going on.
Oh, absolutely. And look, and talking about fuel sensitivity, I mean, Watkins renowned for a lot of full throttle stuff, and it is similar here at Catalunya tonight, Barcelona. Here in Barcelona. So, again, we will be keeping a close eye on that, J-Man. Like I said, a couple of things up in the air still. Whether we are going to get a slightly larger grid than we had last week, quite possibly. And we will soon find that out, I suspect, J-Man, as the numbers start to roll in. Round 5 tonight in the 2026 Supercars NZ Allports V8 Supercar Series, ladies and gentlemen. Exciting stuff with the boys out in the 15-minute qualifying session.
Yeah, so not too long from now we will start to see some times rolling in, as the lap is just a little shy by the tune of about 8 to 10 seconds away from a 2-minute lap. So around that 150, 151, I think, somewhere around there is about the magical number that, you know, the likes of, as we already looked, De Graaf, Forbit, and co. Gunston, he'll be looking for a better showing tonight. Obviously caught up in some Some palaver, some malarkey last week. Plenty of feeling out there.
First lap of the end of the first lap in the feature race last week. It was messy, J-Man. But look, it can't always be, roses, can it? Like we love a little bit of action. I know the viewers love a little bit of action. Maybe the drivers not so much, not that type of action. Anyway, as we start to see some indicative times come across our screens there, J-Man, the usual suspects, Dion, Gunston, McNamara, hitting the mark pretty quickly and hitting it hard. Darren Lobb, last week's standout, J-Man.
Yeah,
up to the pointy end.
1 minute 50.1. That was very much, I think, as fast as we saw in the official practice session. So that's a great opening lap for Darren, obviously off the back end of last week's super successful round. And look, watching the cars around here already, we've just picked up that there's a lot of second and third gear action out of these 600 plus horsepower monsters, and just the balancing on the teetering edge of adhesion and with lateral loads being quite high, especially up through rounds turn 3, turn 4, heavy right-handers. So expect the left-hand rear of these cars to get pretty excited, almost as excited as us, Davo. So
excited,
good to see our viewers tuning in already. So great to see you all supporting the channel and supporting your friends and family out there racing tonight. So already 15 times up on the board, so it's going to wind up pretty quickly. We're already 5.5 minutes into a 15-minute qualifying session. So Lob at the top, and what can we see? We've got to go down to P7, Sean McNamara, to get outside that second bracket. So he's in there on a 51.3. 50.1 is the best of the rest so far, so looking good.
Some handy times there, J-Man, as we would expect from this field. Look, last week was spectacular. Some classy stuff at Watkins, wasn't it? Side by side into the bus stop. Some massive trains of cars. These guys do not muck around. This is the best of the best, and if you can get in this top 30, in this top 10, or even the top 20, mate, you're doing okay in a field like this.
Absolutely. So still waiting for times from the likes of Pete Vanderberg, who was very, very speedy last week. Scotty Sadgrove, we know he can string a lap together, so there's still a good handful of names that haven't thrown themselves, I'm going to say at this point, inside the top 15. Good to see Heath Mann up there. It's a car we're familiar with previously from Div 2, currently sitting P14. Good to see a podium getter, Sean McNamara, already sitting there in P9 provisionally. But yeah, the usual suspects, Lobb, Jones, DeGruff, McKenzie, Bennett, Gunstone in there, Dutchies in there, P7, another podium getter from last week. So they say the cream rises to the top. It's early days already. We're just approaching the halfway mark of this qualifying session, and already a lot of scrambling back for fresh tyres. We talk about traction. There's not oodles of it out there tonight. By the look of it.
Definitely not, and not in one of these bloody beasts, I tell you. Yeah, they're a handful at the best of times, but particularly around Catalunya, like I said, J-Man, a lot of trying to get them back up to speed out of some of the second gear corners is, well, I'm sure it'll prove to be tricky, and I think we're going to see some action again here tonight, mate. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So just looking at, obviously privy to a lot of data, and there's a lot of yellow in the sector so far. I think Robbie Bradbury's one that's popped up at the moment. He's just done a personal best through sector 2. It's currently in there on a 51.4. Chasing that 50.1. We'll see what he can do as he finishes off this last corner. I noticed they do short shift out of third to fourth, try and get all that horsepower down for what is a 1,047 metre front straight. And we do hear these things on the hard cut and top gear down the back end of this one before they brake heavily for turn 1. And there goes Robbie Bradbury. No improvement. 51.450 stays that way. Okay, So we're at that point of qualifying now, Davo and viewers, where, you know, I think we've seen that. Yeah, clearly Darren Lobb pretty happy with the time. 50.1 has
Put the car
in the
away.
pits. Actually,
Yep.
no, he's just about to come back out, I think.
Well, there's still a bit of time in it yet, so it would surprise me if he just sat back in the pits here, because some of these boys on the march already, Jones and De Graaf, actually not too far back from him, so I would expect to see that car back out, the Darren Lobb car. So
yeah, you have to factor in track evolution as well. Obviously, you know, with this many amount of race cars out there circulating, this track's certainly going to groove up quite nicely. All these guys out there laying down some serious rubber at the moment, so maybe timing it towards the back end of this 15-minute session could be a smart play. So just tidied up a little bit of audio my end, Dave. I'm sure the viewers don't need to know, but I actually have got some comms on race control now to be able to bring you a little bit more insight to what happens out there tonight. Maybe the odd call that you or may not want to hear with your favourite driver. You know, maybe raising the eyebrows of the stewards. Who knows?
Well, who knows? Time will tell, J-Man, as we see Gunstone go up into place.
Yes, Troy Stone Street goes up into P3, very quickly eclipsed down back to P4 by way of Dion De Graaf, just banking a very, very healthy 150.313. So times are super tight. You do got to go out to P10 now to Robbie Bradbury to break that 1 second margin from the top spot. So once again, we saw this last week. Although last week was very, very special, I think if you weren't in the 1 minute 10 category around Watkins Glen, you were nowhere.
That was incredible.
I think we only had one driver that was outside of that. So we had 29 cars in the 1 minute 10 bracket, all in the same second bracket. So such is the class of this field.
A little bit of Watkins going on there too. Very flowy, high average speed track, isn't it, J-Man? And hence why it provides so much action. And those big trains of cars that we saw last week, epic stuff. Very vastly different track here though tonight, J-Man, for round 5 at Catalunya in Barcelona for the 2026 Allports Supercars NZ V8 Series, J-Man.
Where is Heath Marn sitting? I just saw his name come up. Personal best, Sector 1, Magenta Sector 2, which tells me it was a session's best.
18th at the moment, J-Man. Let's get a camera on that man, Heath Marn.
Okay.
We put the we put the bloody cursor.
Might have put the comms curse on him, mate, because it just went a bit wayward there.
Okay, well let's just move away from that. And
don't listen to me, Dave.
Let's have a look at somebody else. Well, we don't want to curse anybody else either, too, mind you,
No.
Jono Gibson on screen at the moment in the 666 Mustang, J-Man, currently holding down 14th position and about to come across the line. Puts himself in the top 10. Thank you very much. Nice work, Jono Gibson.
Two-minute call just gone out, and that will be how fast this qualifying has gone through. And these guys are still trading. I can see that Lobb's out there in the MRP Mustang, and he's still out there circulating. So do you think he senses that maybe De Graaf or Dutchy have still got something in this? Although, however, Lobb, personal best, Sector 1. about that.
Yeah, what? Mic drop, everyone.
Yeah, bit of a mic drop,
We love that. We're just keeping it real here in the comms box, J-Man, throwing the equipment around, testing it. Yeah, no, we're just testing. We're testing. It's just like durability testing. So, but yeah, awesome stuff. Qualifying, winding down as we speak.
So looks to be status quo at this point of time up the top as we head down inside the final minute, Davo.
Yeah,
at the top.
And I noticed that we only have 29. I'd say we have 30 cars on track, J-Man, for tonight's race.
Yes.
With the final car out on track, which is Steve Vella / Stevo. Only just getting that car out of the pit lane with no indicative time, but a few latecomers as well. Phil Carpenter only just dragging that car out of the pits too, so those boys doing some work very late. We are going to take this opportunity as this wraps up, J-Man, because these cars are back in the pit lane. We'll give these guys a little bit longer to go. Actually, Michael Jones, is that lob back out of the pit lane? No, surely not. There it is. There's a wrap on our quali session. Let's get a little bit of an idea of the top 10. There you go, J-Man. You can call that out. I think is it Darren Lobb, Dion DeGraaf, Andrew Dutch, Trent Bennett, Michael Gunston, Michael Jones, Troy Stonestreet, Scott McKenzie, Shane Edgar, and Jono Gibson doing a fantastic job actually as that qualifying wound down. They're getting that car in the top 10. J-Man, we are going to just thank all the boys as we wrap up qualifying there and call in the good people, viewers that are joining us now for at Sky. Welcome, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. You have joined us here for the official coverage of the 2026 Supercars NZ Allports V8 Supercar Series. It is round 5. We are at Catalunya, and the boys are about to hit the go button here on what is going to be a cracking race. Obviously, sponsors GAMAFLARE and Allports. Weekly sponsor is OKMS, Media and Graphics. I'm Davo, J-Man right by my side. J-Man, this is going to get pretty serious pretty bloody quickly, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it is. And once again, welcome to Face TV Sky 83 to the broadcast. It's great to have you along here today to witness what will be a very, very competitive, lot of feeling out there. Races, 2 races tonight, obviously qualifying just finished, as Davo just mentioned. So race 1 is a sprint race. It is effectively
15 minutes.
15 minutes. And then we will take a short break and then we'll back it up with the feature race. It will be a reverse top 15 and a compulsory pit stop for a minimum of 2 tyres. And what we do know is fuel is very sensitive in a V8 Supercar.
And what we do know is we've got a green light, ladies and gentlemen. Lob with a fantastic run, and that is Gunstone into the wall in the background immediately, J-Man.
Oh, no. Straight away.
Straight away. Not ideal. So a bit of a mischief there for Gunstone immediately. We will get back to that replay if we can just keep an eye on what's going on here, though. Lob with a bit of a rush. Dutch is not going to let him go. He's got a little bit of a gap on the rest of the field already. And look at the melee. Lap 1. Catalunya. What a fantastic track, J-Man. She's good.
All right, so a fair bit of drama at the start already of race 1, the sprint race. So, like I said, plenty of action, plenty of spice out there. But, however, the front 3 have got away nice and cleanly. So, there is plenty of action going on, and the big names, Darren Lobb, Andrew Dutch, Troy Stonestreet, Dion de Graaf, Bennett Senior, and Edgar right in there. So is actually Jono Gibson. So it's quite a pack at the front. So
it is. We will just quickly. Can we pick up on a replay of what happened at the beginning there? I'm interested in Gunstone here. Just have a look at this here. Oh, he looked like he gave one of the Misfits car a bit of a squeeze. And then the other Misfits car came through hot and just to finish the job off. But I don't think the Misfit boys were actually at fault there. I think Gunston probably didn't realise how close he was there to him. So the boys carry on and across the line. J-Man for the first lap. Lob in the lead. Dutch in tow. Stonestreet in third. De Graaf fourth. Bennett, Edgar, Gibson, Jones, Forbett and Mackenzie rounding out the top 10. Those two Misfits cars are lucky to be on the track at the moment. I would hesitate to say, mate, both of them getting tangled up there early on with Gunstone. So the action has already started and it is only race one, J-Man. J-Man.
Yeah, and look, the plot thickens too. Gunston just been issued a drive-through as well. So a lot to unpack there for race control. And viewers, these drivers out there do have the luxury of live race control, and they do a fantastic job under pressure all the time. So, look, they unpack all the little nitty-gritty bits, and that, look, is a byproduct of what we just saw off the start. So Gunston's night just goes from bad to worse in relation to that. However, it is pretty much that. Oh, big run wide there for Darren Lobb. Uncharacteristic mistake down there. And that would be up at turn 10.
He's still vulnerable there too, J-Man.
Yeah, he is. So just a little deep under brakes there. Obviously, these things not privy to having ABS or traction control, so it's all about the driver inputs.
Well, what is traction control in a V8 supercar? I'll tell you what, it just does not exist.
He saved that one because
he did.
I would have thought, yeah, Dutchy had a good look up the inside.
He did.
At turn 10, but by the time they got to 11, 12, it was already sorted out. So once again...
But look at that. Sorry to interrupt there. It has bunched those couple of boys in behind him there with that little mishap there. That's De Graaf trying to fend off Bennett there in the background. Bennett looking speedy, J-Man.
Yeah, he is actually looking very speedy. He's right there, and he's just, he's got the luxury of watching De Graaf here, just trying to work over Stonestreet. And he's probably at that proximity where he's quite safe, if anything goes untowards. Sorry.
Oh, big slide there from Stonestreet there. Yep. Clearly feeling the pressure. I think I was like one car out there, actually, just calling that earlier there. But yes, Stonestreet and De Graaf is where it is at the moment. And I suspect those guys just squeezed up a little bit with that little exchange with Lobb running deep. Dutchy just, putting the pressure on. Those boys have actually bunched up considerably. So that fight is well and truly on. And in a 15-minute race, these guys don't have a hell of a lot of time to, get settled in or anything. They're going to run flat chat to the line. This is like a qualifying session, but you got to lead the race across the line. Look at this, J-Man. There's some quick stuff going on here.
Yeah, well, I can tell you 4,675 metres later, he didn't brake too late that time.
He got it right. He got
absolutely nailed it that time, however he needed to, because there's a lot of pressure behind, as you mentioned. So the queue is starting to line up now, and, Dutchy, Stonestreet, De Graaf, Bennett Senior, Jono Gibson, Michael Jones.
I'll tell you who did go wide. It was Forbett there. Actually, I'm just wondering whether he was the guy that got tangled up with Gunston at the start of the race there, and he might have a slightly damaged car, because it just did not look like it wanted to turn. He's even actually let his teammate pass there, go on camera at the moment, in Scott Mackenzie, a J-Man. So I suspect Forbett's, he's struggling there. McNamara just out of the top 10, tucked in behind a name we do know, Luke Bradley. Did a killer job, obviously, in the Div 2, where we cut our teeth. Actually, just getting out of the top. We've got our roof cam. Somebody asked us for a roof cam last week, J-Man. And look, Davo has delivered.
Asking you shall receive.
I think it was Send It Support. One of our biggest fans. Thanks, D, for joining us again. But have a look at the roof cam on Sean McNamara's car there on screen at the moment. J-Man does have the Big Mac, the double whopper, whatever is going on there. But he has just snuck past, or has he? This is still an ongoing situation with Bradley and McNamara. These guys going toe-to-toe, J-Man.
Yeah, well, Bradley put a nice textbook move. As we just see him run wide. That's
there you go.
Down there at turn 10 again. It is a real struggle street down there, but he put a textbook move at the end of the front straight on McNamara, under brakes down there into turn 1. But as you see, it gets undone. And actually, Bradley's carrying a little bit of front right damage, so that'll just upset the balance of that Mustang a little bit. And he's going to succumb to some pressure very shortly from Phil Carpenter by the looks of things as well. So back into it. It is a very, very angry pack. I'm going to say for the podium at the moment. Lob looks
you know it.
A little bit in control at the moment. But as we just see...
in the background.
Stone Street just...
there's contact, J-Man.
DeGraff at Stone Street, was it?
It was absolutely DeGraff and there.
Yeah. So I thought that was done for all money, but Stone Street clearly just maybe didn't quite see what was going on there. So it could be a little bit of trouble coming Stone Street's way by the look of that, maybe. But anyway.
We'll just kick up on a replay of that, actually. So, looked like Stone Street went a little bit wide into 1, and just as he's trying to pick up the throttle, just got a little bit of a helping hand, I think, by Dion there, maybe, or was it vice versa? Actually, I think it was vice versa. But either way, these guys are playing for keeps, J-Man. That's what we do know. Even if I get the names wrong, we know they're playing for keeps.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, it's still...
So that's put Bennett...
Status quo at the top.
That's put Bennett... Battling. Well, it's actually... Bennett's taken DeGraff's position, J-Man. So, a little bit of a change there.
Yeah, we'll let the good people up at Race Control unpack that one as Stone Street does defend now from Bennett. So, Bennett finds himself in a good spot at the moment, knocking on the door potentially of a podium here in race 1 in the sprint race here. How's the times though? They are very, very competitive. Bradley and McNamara still battling, good to see. So that is for 10th and 11th. So there's a bit of bragging rights about who can make the top 10 in this 30-car field. And you've called it before. If you're in the top 10 of this field, you are something special.
You know it. Yeah, but look, calling the lead there, J-Man. Lob in control clearly now as we are about 2/3 of the way through the race. As you can see clearly on your screen there, Dutchy with a little bit of a gap back from Darren. But the action's just behind him. Look at that train of cars there. There's got to be half a dozen of them there. Stone Street, Bennett, DeGraff, Gibson, Jones, McKenzie, and Forbett in amongst that as well. So massive train of cars there.
Yeah, a bit of an update from pit lane, Davo. I can tell you now, if Bennett wants that podium from Troy Stone Street, he is going to have to earn it because no further action from that incident you just replayed.
Oh, well, there you go. So, yes, it is on. It is carry on, gents, and go for your life. Sean McNamara with that little pass on Luke Bradley's run deep a couple of laps ago has actually put him in the top 10 as well. So, nice work for Shawnee there. Looking back from that, obviously Bradley tucked in behind. We've got Carpenter, Nuthduft, Turner, I hope I pronounced that right, mate. Dane.
North Drift. Yep.
North Drift. Turner,
North Drift, yep.
tucked in the background. So that's a little trio there that are going hard at it at the moment as well. Just out of the top 10, J-Man. In behind that, we got Callahan, Carwood, Vanderberg. Actually, that's a good little battle going on, actually, between Carwood and Vanderberg. Look how close those two are there. Wow.
Yeah, that's super close. A little bit of damage front left for Vanderberg. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is Vanderberg. As
he's having a crack.
Run, and they get down to the hard cut down here. It's a relatively... It's about a mid-speed chicane, this one here, turn 1, turn 2, and then hard on the gas through this one, and then this one here's a balancing act through 3.
It's a waiting game, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit of third gear, shifting to 4th. Up to turn 4, Repsol. Big under brakes down here. Easy to get the car off a line if you just turn up there a day late and $1 short. And who is that in the back of shot? That is none other than one of the Send It guys. It is Josh Thompson.
It is Thompson.
That party on the back of Rob Carwood. So we saw these guys battling at times in Div 2, and look, nothing's changed. They're back out there. They're still trading. So that's fantastic to see. A couple of old sparring partners out there.
Oh, yeah. And J-Man, look, in a good position in the field as well. They're about halfway through the field, so, no slouches in their own right. Got some pace, so yeah, nice work from these boys.
Well, speaking of which, if you finished it right now, you'd have Rob Carwood starting from row 2.
Wow.
15.
True that. Reverse 15. Remember, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, hang on. No, he'd be just outside of that, I believe. What is he? He is.
He'd be the lead car.
Yeah.
Callahan would be the lead car. Yeah.
No, reverse.
In the reverse 15. So
yeah.
So yeah, nice work. As we just look out of the back of Callahan's car, you were talking about Carwood, weren't you?
I was, mate. Sorry.
And we I'm picking it up. But here we go. Look at Joshy on Carwood on the hard cut, J-Man.
Has a big look, thinks better of it, just gets out of it.
He does, smartly so, I think, too. So, nice work. What a fight, J-Man. What a fight. Just looking at a few little stats there that I've got on my screen, and I don't have a lot. It's all about cameras up here. And Davo's office here. Up a position for Dutchy. Up 4 positions for Stone Street. Trent Bennett actually holding firm, as is Darren Lobb in the lead. But Dion de Graaf dropped 3 positions there with that little mishap a few laps ago. Jono Gibson also 4 position, mates. Awesome work from Jono. Got that car in the top 10 in the closing minutes of qualifying. And look where he is at now. Top 6. Just keeping a nose clean, mate. That's... what it is in one of the extreme auto protection cars, and one of the sister cars actually just tucked in right behind him in Michael Jones, J-Man, in the 77 red.
Yeah, so
77 car.
A couple of Reaper Racing cars line of stern there, so those boys will be pretty happy with the results so far. Currently sitting 6th and 7th is a very, very good showing, and bodes well for the reverse race. In the next one, they'll find themselves in some pretty handy positions with good race pace, both of them in there. On almost equal times on the personal best, 51.745 for Jono Gibson, a 51.735 for Michael Jones. So if those 2 cars aren't engineered exactly the same, I'll be surprised. Yeah,
no surprise. And a couple of misfit cars actually just tucked in behind those boys too. So good work from both those teams. Time is up, J-Man, and we at Lob now are currently running around on the final lap here in the heat race for
2.3 seconds in the clear too, Davo. So
nice work.
Absolutely left off where he was last week and showing a clean set of heels. This is the guy to beat right now in the Mustang, the MRP Mustang, and it looks fantastic. It, like so many others out there, is presented incredibly well, and he drives it super straight as well. So
he does.
He put on a great challenge there And he's looking for a solid second because he's got a bit of margin as well over Troy Stone Street, who has had a very, very busy race, but he's come out on the right side of it.
He has. Actually, just a note, I'm just looking at my data there. I noticed Luke Bradley back past Sean McNamara. I was just trying to see who was rounding out the top 10, and it's Bradley. So another name that we know from the Div 2, our early Div 2 days. But look, all eyes on Darren Lobb at the moment, J-Man. He is the man of the moment. Really did do a stellar job last week. Look at him just ride off that curb. You can hear them scraping the undercarriage. Sparks are flying, and Lobb with a flash of the headlights. Nice work.
Yeah, fantastic job once again. Shows the way. And then Andrew Dutch through in second. Troy Stone Street, as we mentioned. Fantastic result there. P3, De Graaf, P4. You pull up beside him. Have a couple of words, I think. But look, it's all said and done now. Bennett Senior comes through in fifth. Gibson, Jones, McKenzie, Forbett, and as you mentioned, Luke Bradley to round out the 10 here for race one, the sprint race. First of two races here tonight. We got the big one coming up next, Davo.
We do, J-Man. What an epic race. Look, we saw, and it kicked off really early, didn't it, there, with a little bit of a mischief on the start of the race there. We will get you up some graphics as soon as, maybe not. Hang on, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the GAMAFLARE giveaway at the end of this series, the 2026 Allports V8 Supercar Summer Series, J-Man. There is prizes, ladies and gentlemen, from Quizzies and GAMAFLARE. A Mazda R3 bundle, J-Man. We don't even know the details. All we know is the prizes. And 2 6-monthly iRacing subs. You can see it there, all on the graphic, ladies and gentlemen, and a couple of iRacing gift cards to give away. A couple of $50 iRacing gift cards to give it away as well. So thank you very much, Quizzies, and thank you very much, GAMAFLARE, for supporting Supercars NZ in their Allports V8 Supercar Summer Series. J-Man, these guys have got a very, very short break. We are also going to thank the likes of New Zealand Esports, obviously, always supporting these boys here at Supercars NZ, and obviously our weekly sponsor, who is OKMS Media and Graphics. Legends over there. I'm Davo. J-Man always by my side, except for when he's probably running away to get a fresh drink, which he might be doing now. But we will be back to the action soon enough. I put that up. Next week, we will have a concise points board for you guys as well. So you guys can keep up with everything that's going on. What I can put up for you is the calendar. So you can just see we're nearly halfway through this 12-round season. The boys are already racing Adelaide and the Bend. Alton Park has already been done and dusted, and obviously MATCHFIT Entertainment picking it up at Watkins last week and back again here at Barcelona at the Catalunya circuit as the boys out for a quick little practice there in the intermission, and I think they have wrapped that up already, and we are about to go racing once again. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, it is the first 15 reverse grid here tonight for the feature race. So awesome stuff. Let's try and pick up that 15th car here as the guys start to set themselves on grid. What's going on? Let me see if we can get you some live pictures, ladies and gentlemen. And here we are. Okay, let's get going.
Righto. We're about to get back into it as quick as that.
We're going to get busy. It's going to get busy, J-Man. So, Vanderberg, turn up. Nuffdurf, Carpenter, McNamara, Bradley, Forbett, McKenzie, Jones, Jono Gibson rounding at the top 10. Reverse grid. And it is all about to get busy. With the lights running down, here we go. We have a green flag, and J-Man, a lot cleaner start than it was last race, but look at them, 3 wide out the back, and some.
Oh, wait for
Whoa, here we go. Look at the back end of this field here, J-Man.
A contact on the outside of turn 1, and I believe that was...
Oh, look at the blimp shot we are getting.
Not sure who it was, but Lob's just gone past him. It might have been Dane Nuffdurf.
I think you are right on the money, J-Man. I think you are right on. Vanderberg has got the ears pinned back. He has taken off. He's just going to leave him to it. Bradley in 3rd position. Carpenter. Luke Bradley up 3 positions, J-Man. Unbelievable. He's only done about 4 corners. He's got a position in every corner. Look at that field. Lap 1 in the feature race here. 28 minutes of just pure adrenaline for these boys. What have we got talking? 600 horsepower, no ABS, no traction control. Woo-hoo, baby.
That's a recipe for sure.
And it's on.
Already big movers down to graph up 5 spots already, looking to slide down the inside there. I think that was Sean McNamara that he just done a slide job there, and he's starting to line up.
It's Carpenter and McKenzie. Yeah, I think McKenzie actually just snuck past Carpenter there in front of him. You can see the leaders. This is lap 1, ladies and gentlemen, as they roll around. Vanderberg, like I said, he has not looked back. He's just like, I got this. Let's go.
Yeah, in a great position. However, what we do know about the feature race, Davo and viewers, is compulsory pit stop for a minimum of 2 tyres. These are fuel sensitive. We saw Darren Lobb do a beautiful job managing fuel last week. As we see De Graaf with a nice slide job on the inside down to turn 1. Can he hold it through 2? Yes, he can.
Oh, yes, I thought there was a little bit of overlap still there. Look who's just in the background. Sean McNamara and Trent Bennett side by side, J-Man.
Yeah, it's the Misfits car there against Team Jigsaw Racing of Sean McNamara, and I think I'd like to bet money that Trent's going to go up the inside there.
His teammate, is that Forbett? Forbett just tucked in behind him as well, just going, mate, the slightest of errors, I'm coming with. So, oh, Forbett.
Look at Stone Street.
Oh, McNamara around. Oh, that is terrible. Let's get a quick squizzy at that. Totally unforced, Jabbing. Just lit on the loud pedal too much. We did talk about there's no traction control. That car's well damaged, mate. He's going to have to take that back here, I would suspect.
Yeah. No, that unfolded very quickly, and Sean will be disappointed. He came off of a very good, strong battle for, I think, 11th position in race 1. He was racing with Luke Bradley, and look, he'll be disappointed with that, but he'll bounce back for sure.
So just a quick update on where Lobb is at the moment. Now, winner of the heat race started in, 15th position, J-Man. So, where is he now? He's up 3 positions, J-Man, back to 12. Awesome work. Who is that up in the foreground there? I think it's Trent Bennett. It is Trent Bennett. Look at these 2 guys go. Like you said, you've mentioned it a couple of times tonight already, on the hard cut. at the end of that straight. And, yeah, look, really leaning on that rev limiter, J-Man. It is going... Actually, there's something going on in the background now. I think it's Edgar. Edgar on lob as well. On, No, it's Edgar. Hang on. Who is that? Oh, he's trying to fend off Nothdrift, should I say.
Yep. Yeah, there's a good battle going on with those two as well. But in the interim, I'll tell you what, this four-way at the moment, sorry to take you back.
Yeah, Coach.
Gibson, Bradley, McKenzie, DeGraff, those guys there, all in the positives as far as moving forward. DeGraff up 6 spots, Gibson up 7 spots. So he really capitalised on what was the incident effectively down there at turn 1, lap 1. And look, he's holding off.
Oh, look at the background. Is that DeGraff? That's DeGraff. Takes McKenzie.
Turn 10.
Whoa, from way back too, mind you.
Yeah, but he made the apex. He did a beautiful job there, and he didn't forecast it either. So that's another spot. So that sees him up another spot.
So nice work. Hey, I've got to shout out to Jono Gibson. Like, we've called him a couple of times tonight already, doing a stellar job. And like you said, up 7 positions to put himself in 5th at the moment. A 3rd position, should I say, at the moment. So, nice work. Nice work from Jono tonight.
Yeah, got a lot of good company as well. Obviously got Bradley, DeGraff, and Scotty McKenzie coming. Bennett Senior, he's in there as well. But just pulled away a little bit from Troy Stone Street as well. And who is that I see? Is that Darren Lobb?
That's
putting
Lobb.
a move down to turn 1.
That's
And
Lobb.
that'll be on Phil Carpenter.
It is on Carpenter. So, nice.
Yeah, the sight's set right now firmly on Michael Jones in the Reaper racing car. So that is the team car to the guy you just called, and Jono Gibson. And we saw these guys race incredibly well for about 6th and 7th, I think, race 1. So once again, big points talk tonight for the Reaper Racing boys.
Oh, without a doubt, J-Man. I'm sure there'll be a few bevies over the debrief tonight from those boys there as we pick up on... Who are we? We're Ridley Turner actually putting some pressure. Oh, is that one of the... Hang on. Where am I here? Yeah, Ridley Turner actually fending off Jono Gibson. There in the background, Bradley wants to get amongst it, J-Man.
Oh, and Gibson's going to go through here. Can he hold this here? Yes, he can.
What?
So
nice
Gibson's
work.
through once again. So that's 8 spots now for Gibson. And look, Ridley Turner doing a beautiful job from the start of this race, but he's got a whole lot of pressure. I mean, Luke Bradley, we know what he's like any given night. And he fires it down the inside.
Oh, Bradley having a good crack there. Look, and Bradley's got to be careful not to get caught offline there, because that is, oh, here we go. He gets Turner,
Yeah,
but he's got DeGraff's right there. Now, I just saw a car duck off into the pit there in the background, remembering these guys got a CPS for a couple of tyres at least. Look at DeGraff running.
Yeah, it looked beautiful. I thought there was potential to maybe slide up the inside under brakes from that inside line on Bradley, but Bradley just too good down a turn 1 under brakes. And yeah, look, we are going to have some pit stop movement. Some of it scheduled, some of it not. I do know that Zaluski does have to make an unscheduled one by way of race control. Just
oh, sorry to interrupt. Turner,
Right.
Turner. Bennett on Turner. It is Bennett on Turner. So Turner going backwards there, J-Man, over the last few corners. As we've seen, I think Bradley, DeGraff, and Bennett passed over the last half a lap or so. So, interesting stuff. Maybe just, thinking too much about his pit stop, make an adjustment to the car, whatever it may be. He's really got to find that focus again. We got cameras on Darren Lobb, the man of the moment, at the moment, up 6 positions from 15th into 9th. So he's in the top 10 now. I think the last time we had cameras on him, he was up in about 12th or something. So just a steady climb from the South African Darren Lobb, J-Man.
Yeah, and look, somebody like Lob, we spoke to him. We managed to grab some driver interviews at the back end last week, and I mean, this guy's super calculated. He talked about saving fuel at the right times. He could be doing that now. He just going to grab a couple of spots there with the Misfits car, and I believe one of the Simblacks cars off in front of him.
Well, as you were talking there, I just flicked back to a replay there, and it was Bennett and Bennett actually going past a graph. So really did tighten that little group of cars up there with that little exchange, and that has allowed Lob just to sneak up onto the back of him. And look, he's one man you don't want chasing you. Although extremely clean, he will come past. Given half a car width.
Yeah. Now, so just factor this. He's effectively he's 10 seconds off the lead of this race.
Yep.
Now, he talked last week about saving fuel at the right times. He's sitting in behind these guys. When he gets on that big front straight, just over a kilometre long, you bet that, he'll be saving a little bit of fuel here. He's probably saving a little bit of fuel here. He's not at his absolute maximum race pace. We've seen the guy can run, he's already run a 150.9 this race. He's the fastest car out there. So he'll just calculate this. Pit stop time will be a factor by the way of traffic for him, but it'll also be a factor as when he can do it with fuel as well. So don't think this is going to be the last time you see us look at Darren Lobb, because I believe he is going to head to the front. It'll depend on how long he gets held up as he looks down the inside of here at 10.
So that's Turner, and now we just saw Jones actually sneak past Turner. We talked about Turner before. Doesn't look comfortable in the car. I wonder whether the thing's carrying a little bit of damage, J-Man. He's actually lost multiple positions over the last 4 or 5 laps, so clearly struggling. Now Lob past and looking to have Michael Jones in the crosshairs.
Yeah, and just these little things here that went from 10 seconds out to 11 seconds, so these are the mitigating factors to what might dictate when he goes, although he got a beautiful run out at turn 16 there, and this will be meet and drink down here to turn 1. He's already got the inside line, got plenty overlap, actually gets back onto the racing line.
He does.
Optimum turn and tips it in. Rear stays super solid. No, not even the slightest look of disconnection under brakes down into turn 1. And just like that, he sees himself provisionally in P4 with obviously guys making a pit stop ahead of him, but he's looking strong. And just want to just touch base back with Pete Vanderberg, who has absolutely got a clean set of heels, Davo. He is out there to the tune of 4.7 seconds over Jono Gibson at the moment. Jono Gibson, one of the big movers in the field, also 8 spots. So I think himself, obviously, Darren Lobb making 11 spots, and then Edgar and Rob Carwood both making 10 spots. Oscar Smith, a name we're super familiar with on Div 2, he's made 17 spots.
Yeah,
so
unbelievable.
In that.
And nice work from Oscar, actually. I was having a little bit of a private chat with him earlier today, and but I do notice a little bit of damage on that car, J-Man. Rear quarter, front and rear quarter on the right-hand side there, so I'm not sure. We know this is tough track, and just a little bit of contact is inevitable sometimes. But doing a stellar job, J-Man. Up 17 positions, like I said, into 11th. I don't think that car has pitted yet. We can bring up some of this data. Let's just have a look. Here we go.
Yeah. Are we able to, as well, maybe get a quick replay on what may have happened to Dion de Graaf as well? Because I just heard him on the airways as well, and that is important by way of that factors into one of the cars that peeled off in front of Darren Lobb. So that could be a freebie for Darren Lobb as well.
So just picking that up on the replay as we speak, J-Man, and just coming into contact with one of said Misfits car there. And it's just a little awkward, little snaggy, like just coming up on a couple of teammates there, and they might not have even realised he was there. Either way, a little bit of contact, and we saw de Graaf off track, J-Man.
Yep.
And like you said, he's having a little bit of a whisper in the steward's ear as we speak.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. There's plenty going on. Like I said, plenty of feeling out there. So just want to have a look and see. Okay, give me a look to see what that looks like.
So, look, still a job. Obviously, Vandenberg unpitted as of yet. But, look, I think he just tore the mirrors off when he went for the reverse grid top spot. Just goes, I don't even want to know what's going on behind him myself. And he has literally just not looked back and pinned the ears back and got cracking with it. Jono Gibson following in tow. And I just see, actually, that is Luke Bradley just rolling into the pit lane, which will put Darren Lobb in just ahead of him now.
Yeah, and you're about to see a change of position here. You're going to see Bennett just step aside by race control's instruction to DeGraff, so that just sorts out whatever the issue was there with that little bit of a replay that you picked up on.
Yep.
Okay, so the pit lane is super busy right now, Davo, as we are at, what are we at? Just heading towards the 16-minute mark.
Yes, a little over halfway, J-Man, and it has been action-packed, as we suspected. Bradley just sneaking out of the pit lane in behind. That is Dion DeGraff, we were just talking about him.
Yep.
So, Dion unpitted. Have you got that data, actually? Let me just see if I can bring that up on my screen, actually. Let's see if we can bring it up for the viewers, actually.
So I'll give you one stat while you're bringing that up, Davo. We talked about Darren Lobb being 11 seconds off the race lead. He is now 8.3 off of Pete Vandenberg. So such is the progress of the race one winner. He has got, I think, a strategy at play here. Obviously, a lot of it comes down to pit stops and traffic and maybe staying out long, and he's got a fair amount of fresh air at the moment.
He does.
Might bode well.
He does.
He's got company still of Michael Jones, who he dispatched in the recent past, so out there.
So just
in the business.
As you can see on the totem there, viewers, we have the top 9 cars unpitted as of yet. As we just see Vandenberg in the pits, J-Man, as we speak. Quick stops here. So maybe a dash of fuel, but a compulsory 2 tyres at least for these pit stops for the boys. As he quickly rolls out of the pits, and I think it was a set of rears, because, man, that thing flicked as he just jumped on the gas. Plenty going on. Vandenberg back out in the field. Back out on track. Tucked in behind Parlett. And Parlett looks like he might have just given him a little bit of space there and said, off you go, my friend. Get after him. So, nice work. Starting to wind up here towards the 10 minutes to go mark. Parlett actually letting a few other boys through there as well. Stone Street just sneaking past as well. Who puts, look, this puts Jono Gibson in the lead, still unpitted, as you can see on the leaderboard there, the totem. So we'd expect to see, well, obviously over the next few laps, Turner, Carpenter, Edgar, Jones, Lobb, and Gibson all in the pits. Who is that?
There you go.
There it is.
Both of them. So the front two, Jono Gibson, Darren Lobb, into the pit lane. So it's business time. Let's see a definite gain. Can he arrest the speed?
Oh, Lobb. Oh, mate, he accelerated up to that thing so fast.
So hopefully he got that thing down to correct speed there, because he was certainly making margin
Oh, he's had to back it up too.
Yeah, I think that's just an iRacing thing. So, look, he's in there. He's in there. And that should see Pete Vanderberg. Is he stopped? Yes, he is. So Pete Vanderberg will effectively be the first stopper, head back to the top end of town.
Yeah, so nice work from Vanderberg. Obviously finished in 15th in the 15-minute heat race, J-Man. Put the car on, with the reverse grid situation, put the car on the front row of the grid, and he has, seriously, I've said it a few times, just has not looked back. And we see sometimes with these guys that sort of run in the mid-pack, given the chance, they, formidable drivers, like given a little bit of clear road and that top spot, and they get cracking, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Now, I tell you what, Lobb was a lot more efficient than Jones in the pit stop. He was a 9.8 versus Jonesy's 11.2. So that is why you can see a positional change there. Lobb now ahead of Bradley, De Graaf, Jones and Dutch. So he'll be happy about that as an overall for tonight if that was where it finished. However, there is still the better part of about 7.5 minutes left to run in this. So it'll be interesting to see how far he can get up. Currently P8. Edgar leads provisionally over Carpenter, unpit stopped as well. So that should, once that's all cleared, give Pete Vanderberg the lead back to this race, of which he held so beautifully from the start of this one. Obviously reverse top 15 here, people, in race 2, the feature race here at Supercars NZ Summer Series.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Some good quality racing, as we have come to expect, actually, out of this field of cars there. With Vanderberg running across the line there on the hard cut down to T1 there. You could see way back in shot there. That was actually the gold car of Lobb. You could just see him flash up in the back of shot every now and then. So he will be able to see the leader now, Lobb. And has he got the time? J-Man, is only, what do we got? 6.5 minutes to go? Man, that's a stretch, isn't it?
It is a stretch, but he'll be looking towards this pack in front of him. You've got a couple of Misfits cars up there, and then you've obviously got
Jono in there.
Jono Gibson in between McKenzie and Forbert. So, he'll look to try and apply some pressures. We see Gibson starting to apply the pressure now to McKenzie.
No, he's not bucking around, is he?
So the more that this goes on, especially towards the back end, the more that favours Lobb for a potential to get on the podium here.
Sure.
Look, he'll be eyes forward. He'll be all about that. There's a big wriggle off the curb as he comes through.
Of course he's going to be all about that, because he'll get a chance to come up and talk to us, won't he, in the commentary booth, mate, for another driver interview. Love getting a chance to talk to these boys as they get out of the cars, all pumped from their podium positions. So we will clearly feature that again tonight in the live broadcast.
With a little bit of gizzing on the back end.
Oh, man.
It just gives them a little touch up down there. And that was effectively into what would be turn 13.
He's giving him the hurry up. He's giving him the hurry up. And here we go.
Yeah, Forbert driving the middle line. Lobb's going to have to take a really shallow line down into one here.
Can he stop it?
Oh, man.
He had,
beautiful.
Well, he did have the overlap, J-Man, on Forbert there.
Yeah, it's a possibility, though, depending on who you're up against, to run that outside line through one and have the rights to turn 2. So I think Lobb did a beautiful job, but equally so, same did Roger Forbert, to give him the space. And we can see a move going on just up ahead there. Jono Gibson, Scotty McKenzie.
Gibson on the outside. McKenzie doesn't want, he does not want to give this up.
Oh,
McKenzie holding, nearly.
Turn 7, here we come.
He's going to have to yield. Gibson yields.
Just slides across the nose. Who was that we're looking at there?
That is so close, J-Man, and all the time that is allowing Lob just to sneak on up behind. Actually, we'll get a rear shot out of Gibbo's car here. Oh, as he tries to get the power down out of the left-hander there. And look, and no wonder he's trying to get the power down, because Lob is all over the back of him already, mate.
Yeah, he's right there. And I see De Graaf and Edgar just changing spots in the back of shot as well. I think it was. Oh, there's a lot going on down there between...
Oh, there's a hell of a lot going on, J-Man. I don't know where to look now, actually, because we've got Jono Gibson and Darren Lobb and Mackenzie going on up the front here. These guys are having a ding-dong, and there it is.
Yeah.
There's the trouble. They've done themselves a mischief.
Lobb's going to have a look down the inside of Gibson down into turn 1. This is his position. He was doing this last week, turn 1.
No, he's easily done it.
And he's done it again. He can sight a podium now. That is P3 in front of him. Can he drive this thing into a position?
2.5 minutes. He's easily got this.
Anyway,
Oh.
Edgar and Co, that was messy, mate. That was
It's out of control.
Replay there we picked up on.
Oh, let's just see if we can get... who was...
Sorry, that might be just my delayed coverage, mate.
Might be... Oh, here we go. You get a load of this, ladies and gents. Look at this lot going at it. It was always going to go wrong.
Oh, it was busy.
There it is. Little bit contact as they try and sort it out amongst themselves, but didn't quite work. Edgar turning. Who was that he turned, actually? I think that was, I'm not sure. You go. What a shame. Anyway.
There was definitely, I think Carpenter was in there
It
as
was
well.
Carpenter.
There was a fair few in there, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Lob now on the assault, now on the back of Scotty McKenzie with only about 1.5 minutes on the timer left to run. If we have a look, Pete Vanderberg, where is he in relation? Okay, he is coming out of the final turn.
So he's got a clear run if he keeps his nose clean here. And look at the, it's not only T1 there, the power delivery from Lob out of the final turn. We picked it up a little bit earlier as he was sort of coming through the field, and he is just applying the pedal so much more efficiently than his competition at the moment. And then also brake application. Look at that. It's 101 stuff, isn't it, J-Man? Very tidy.
Look, you know, and he gave us a little insight into the spring rates and the way he sets the pitch and roll up on this supercar, and he does it very well. He works out where the weight transition is, so the car stops incredibly well into those sort of turns. A little bit of compromise he spoke about with the turn in and acceleration off, but man, he breaks that thing as good as you'll see.
Yeah.
He's a super top operator, and we've just paid witness to that. Now
Stone Street in second position. So Vanderberg, okay, we're going to just say, J-Man, you go.
Yeah, no, he's done a beautiful job so far to date. He is out there, got a 2.7 second lead over Troy Stone Street, who has done a fantastic job. He has had a super busy night. I certainly hope we get the opportunity to talk to this man, because he has had a fantastic night and a busy night of racing. He was amongst it earlier on. The name came up in the live stewards. I think it might have been in race 1, and got clear of that, said play on, and he's out there racing super hard, so well done to him. But also big names, Gibson, Forbett, Bradley, Dutch, De Graaf, all that is line of stern. So those are all big hitters that we've seen already this season, all rolling down. So that went from 5 through to P10.
As they roll out of the final corner, J-Man Vanderberg brings it home in the feature race here, round 5 at Catalunya, Barcelona. Stone Street in second, Darren Lobb working his way back from 15th into third, Mackenzie, Gibson, Forbett, Bradley. Not too far behind, Dutch, De Graaf had his own share of biffing and barging through the field. Edgar in 10th position, rounding at the top 10 there. Carpenter, Gunston, Nuthdrift, I hope I'm getting that right, Carwood, Parlett, Jones Bradbury coming out of the final corner with Smith and Fox in tow. Josh Thompson looks like he's had a tough night. Back in 20th position, Oscar Smith in 21st. Luke Munro, Chris Zalowski as well, and a couple of other names. Dale and Sean McNamara having a tough night as well. Back in 25th, J-Man rocking the burger on the top of the car. What a fantastic race there, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Top three, Vandenberg, Stone Street and Lob.
Yeah, so fantastic racing, Davo, there. And I think that could be our cue, Davo.
That is our cue, J-Man. You are absolutely correct to thank all of our Face TV Sky viewers for joining us here tonight for what was round 5 in the 2026 Supercars NZ Allports V8 Supercar Summer Series, brought to you by the good people at GAMAFLARE Allports and broadcast to you by MatchFit Entertainment. Let's get a little bit of look, we just got to flash up our sponsors there, GAMAFLARE. And thank you, Sky 83. And good night for now. J-Man.
All right, Davo, moving on. We do have our 3 podiums in the waiting room, and I will bring P3 in the box. And I tell you what, another fantastic night for Darren Lobb. Darren, you got comms on us, mate?
Hello, gents. I sure do. What's going on?
Well, we're super entertained, mate. You talk about, I think the departing note last week was, you guys get to have all the fun. I beg to differ because I just paid witness to a fantastic night of motorsport here at Supercars NZ. Specifically, great victory. So got to applaud you on that race 1. But the drive back to what was a podium, and look, you weren't on the podium with around about 4.5 or 5 minutes to go, Darren, and you just absolutely showed how to break into turn 1.
Once
very
again,
reminiscent of Watkins Glen a week ago. And look, mate, you got something special under brakes in this car, I tell you.
Now's probably the time that I fess up to a tragic mistake that I actually made. We competed in the Daytona 24-hour this weekend in the GT3 cars, and I limited my brake pedal in the GT3 cars. This is probably here's a trick for everyone at home. But I limited my brake pedal to about 75%, just to kind of stay out of the ABS in the GT3 cars. A bit of a cheat in a long endurance race. I hadn't done much practice, and lo and behold, I forgot to load my supercar pedal profile tonight, and I was limited to 85% or 75% brake the whole way through, and it was torturous. I'd wait to see the car next to me kind of just start to move behind, and I knew I had to climb on the clamps then and stand the pedal through the floor because I was just going to end up running deep into the corner. So I was chuffed. Once I made the mistake in the second race, it dawned on me what was going on, and then I could actually drive around it. Because in the first race, you'll probably see that I could build up a nice gap, and then I'd just outbrake myself into either turn 1 or into the hairpin at the end of the back. Yeah, into turn 10, and that was just because I was 25% less braking power than what I would ordinarily have had.
There you
go. The thing I've got to probably work out in my mind is how I could string together a decent quali lap with that kind of brake pressure. I think a little bit of note to self to try harder and push the brake pedal a little bit harder next time around. So anyway, bloody fantastic result for my mate Pete. He's recently come across and joined us in DPR. So
awesome.
Nice to see him crack off his debut win in DPR colours, which is always exciting.
Yeah, nice work from Pete tonight.
Fantastic result for the team, and Pete individually and yourself as well. So great to see 2 of the team cars up there. But look, mate, absolutely fantastic performance once again, and no discredit to anybody else because there was a lot of really, really solid racing. And just looking behind you as well, Darren, Scotty McKenzie, Gibson, Forbett, Bradley, Dutch, DeGraaf. We all know the calibre that's running around out there at the moment. So super solid effort, just a an all-round performance tonight. We could see what you could do with fresh air, and then we know how fuel sensitive these things are. We talked about it last week. You talked to us about saving fuel. That one there, from a strategical standpoint, looked pretty calculated tonight, mate. Looked like you went when you wanted to. I was monitoring the gap. There was about 10 seconds to the lead. It went back to 11 in traffic, and then it all shook out and played out in your favour, and you really had to drive that thing hard home at the end, though.
Yeah, it was it was pretty good. Just kind of balancing things out. I was watching JRT the whole time. Just kind of trying to understand the guys that had early pitted, where they were coming out. I had to run as long as I did because I was going to come out in too much traffic. And once I realized the challenge I had with the brake pedal, I needed a string of guys to pit. I didn't need to come out in fresh tires and a bit of traffic. So yeah, I ended up having to run a little bit longer than what I would have liked to. I copped a bit of damage on the first or second lap, but that's the exciting thing with this with the reverse grid second race. It's fantastic to see some new names up there. Scott McKenzie also. I mean, I hated to take his podium away from him on the last lap, but that's also a monster drive with him.
For sure.
Kind of the first of the Misfits cars, and yeah, I was in Discord with Pete and kind of saying to him, mate, you're probably in prime position, you should pit now. So he also then was able to get that 2-lap undercut on me just because that 5 or 6 seconds got him ahead of the pack of cars. So it was the format's great. I think that the tweak that Sean and the team have made to the format is really
I think
nice.
J-Man and I both agree. I think it's really is bringing out the best in this field of cars. Darren, well done tonight, my friend. Once again, appreciate to have you in the comms box, and maybe I think we might be talking to you next week. Fingers crossed.
I'd like to think so, mate. And, hey, look, just shoot away and adjust that brake pressure. Although I'm not entirely convinced.
Yeah, no, probably not. Anyway,
cheers for the wise words, Darren. We always appreciate the chat, mate, and enjoy the successes from tonight.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Thanks for all the hard work. See you next week.
Thanks, Darren.
Awesome, mate. There you go.
Darren Lobb.
Darren Lobb, and the next cab off the rank will be a guy that worked very, very hard and showed a clean set of heels for P2. Troy, do you have comms on us, mate?
I'm hearing you. He's going.
Mate, awesome, mate. Loud and clear.
Mate, yeah, we just witnessed a fantastic night of racing, mate. And look, a fantastic result for you there. P2 in the feature with plenty going on at the start, mate. Just give us a quick insight to... I guess give us a start, mid, and obviously we saw the end of that race to how that one played out because there was a lot going on, turn one, lap one.
Yeah, I thought I just had the ideal run down that outside, and I thought I can go around the outside turn one and on the inside turn two. And I was seeing everyone, going past everyone on the inside, then all of a sudden there was a bit of a shitstorm and that lane got blocked pretty quick, so yeah. I gave pretty much all them positions back. But no, I was pretty happy to drive out of there clean for a start, and I think I might have gained 1 or 2 spots, and then kind of held out there for a couple of laps, traveling all right, not really getting held up, or lap times were pretty good, and then I was actually expecting a few of the quicker guys to peel off into the pits, because I had it in my mind I was going to pit that lap, and yeah, I think that kind of that 1 or 2 lap undercut and open track pretty much got me the gap to. I knew my tires were going to be a bit sus towards the end, but I kind of drove with that in mind, just not really pushing it too hard, just trying to be consistent and smooth to look after the car till the end. And I was just chatting to Peter in the waiting room then, and he was like, "Oh, I think you were catching me." I said, "There's no way I was ever catching you with six lap different tire difference." I was just happily plugging along, making sure I had the gap to behind. So, but that was a good race. I don't mind that. The format of, I don't know if it was meant to be like that, only inverted 15, because the last race I did it was full inverted. Front to back.
No.
Copy that. 2 weeks in a row, it's been top 15 inverted.
Yeah, last week was 15 as well. That's right.
Yeah. So look.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I missed 2 weeks. Yep. There you go.
So look, Troy, the data doesn't lie. It's telling me 11 places gained, and when we see something like that come up on the podium, on the totem, it's definitely earned, mate. And you know, with a lot of factors going on, we talked about in the broadcast what it'd do to the rear left tyre. You know, with obviously these heavy loaded corners through 3 and 4, and the final turn. We know these things are fuel sensitive, so there's a lot that goes on for you guys. A lot of calculations that must happen, and you know, inevitably you're out there. Your name had come up earlier, obviously, by way of just, you know, coming out in a strong position early in the piece. But I'll tell you what lit my eyes up was the fact that it wasn't too long before I saw that you were the first name on the totem that had completed his pit stop. And it was a pretty efficient pit stop as well, to the tune of, where am I looking? Okay,
that would have been 10. Oh, I can see it. It was 10 seconds, 10.1 seconds.
Yeah, 10.1. So you're in the realm of what Pete and Darren Lobb did. They were both sort of 9.5 to 9.8. So so it put you in the hunt, and once you got into that position, obviously we could see Lobby going hard with Scotty Mack and Gibson and co. So we knew that he had his work cut out. But good margins, mate. Another solid bank of points. And look, you know, we've called it for the last couple of weeks. Definitely, if you make it into the top 30 after provisional practice to make this grid, you're doing something special. But you make the top 10 in this grid, you know, you can hold your head up high because you're doing something bloody special, mate. So look, we applaud you on the result tonight. Second position, you know, good luck trying to get to sleep tonight, living on those highs, mate. So well done.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate your work, and thanks to all the other drivers. It's always a pretty clean, good fun, you know, good spirited league to race in, so appreciate it.
Awesome stuff, mate.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Troy.
the chat. Thank you. That is
Okay, thanks, guys. Catch us.
Cheers, mate. That is Troy Stone Street there from P2.
Awesome
Anyway,
stuff.
The man put himself in a premium position, whether it be by choice or just default at the end of race 1. Managed to grab the top spot for the start of this one. Rocking DPR colours for the first time, I understand, by what we just told from Darren Lobb. But Pete Vanderberg, you got us on comms?
Yes, yeah, got you, boys.
Mate, look, fantastic night for you in the feature. Look to absolutely control that one from start to finish. Nailed the pit stop as well, I might add. It was a very efficient stop. Looked like you did it at your time, at your pace. And like I mentioned, under new colours, first week out, mate, you got to be happy with that one.
Oh, yeah, bloody awesome, man. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold, so I sound even worse than I usually do.
I know,
but,
don't apologise, mate. You've done stunning job, mate. It looked like you just tore the mirrors off at the start there and didn't look back, mate. And it's stellar effort.
Yeah, no, it was. I obviously stuffed up the qualifying in the first race and had to start there from the back somewhere. And as I went through all the carnage and whatever, I picked up a bit of damage, and obviously just kept on working. And me and Darren were in comms, and he said, "Man, just aim to get into the top 15." And at that point, I didn't realize, I forgot that we did invert top 15.
Yeah.
And I eventually made it, and I thought, oh, okay, great. I set myself a goal and I made it, and I didn't realize, oh boy, I'm gonna start first on the next one. So obviously, I was happy with that, but also a bit stressed. But yeah, it went well. Got a good start off of the line, and the car just went well from there. So it was a bit of a gamble with the pit stop, because I was watching Dion on my relative, and I saw he came up and he was quite fast, and I saw he went in, and I thought, shucks, should I go now and try and cover the undercut? And luckily Darren was there, and he said, no, Dion is in traffic, man, just keep going. And so yeah, that helped me a lot. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, very humble in your approach, Pete, because I can tell you statistically the fastest lap of the race was held by Andrew Dutch at a 1:50.833, and your fastest lap of the race was a 1:50.889. So you know, albeit, you know, you talk about, you know, you had race pace too, mate. The car and yourself were very, very fast tonight. You know, if we look at the numbers, you know, you've just really shown the field what you can do. And we already knew, you know, there's a lot of drivers out there that know what Pete Vanderberg can do. And you really showed us tonight, you know, given that opportunity, reverse top 15, you know, the second I saw you line up on the front row, I thought, man, this guy's going to be hard to beat from this position.
Oh, definitely. And pace in the pits, Damien. I think Pete got the the quickest,
9.5.
the quickest pit stop as well.
Yeah.
So
Very, very quick.
yeah,
That's awesome.
nice work.
I thought the fuel won't cover the tires in the stop, but yeah, it seemed like it was touch and go there between the two. So yeah, I'm happy to hear those numbers. That's great.
Yeah, so just before we let you go, Pete, obviously we always like to look at the little things in the race. We heard from the boys last week about how tight these things were on fuel around Watkins Glen, and haven't heard so many murmurs tonight about how tight they are on fuel. Was there any concern at all with the fuel loads and when you stopped?
No, not really. I think once I got to that position from lap 6 and onwards, I knew I'd be all right with the fuel stop. But
Yep.
yeah, the fuel that I took was just enough. I think I had about 0.3 of a lap left after I crossed the finish line, and that was just enough to do a little burnout.
Yeah, nice.
So
Good
that
work.
helps.
And just before we let you go, just an insight to any of the viewers that are tuned in, your race winner tonight, Pete Vanderberg from the feature race. Pete, quick insight on your pedals, steering wheel and cockpit situation. What are you running?
Yeah, awesome. So obviously, as you see, I've got the MRP on the car, so that's
Yep.
just as a bit of a thanks to Barry. So I've got a V&M Elite wheelbase.
Yep.
And then I'll give a little cheeky shout out there to Simblux as well, old Stefan Adams, because he set me up about 3 years ago with a set of Husenwald sprints.
Nice.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, I just bought a jinx shifter, and obviously I got my rig set up, the complete rig from MRP as well.
Very
So
nice.
yeah, just kept on adding on and got triple screen setups and all that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the rig as it is at the moment.
Nice work, man.
Well, at the hands of Pete Vanderberg, it's certainly a winning configuration, mate. So, hey, look, we
True
really
that.
appreciate the time you've taken to have a chat with us. I know it's a little bit of a long wait when you're the last guy to have a chat in the waiting room, but we do really appreciate the chat we get with you guys, the insight to what is your race night, and a fantastic one at that too. So Pete, enjoy that one, mate, and I suspect this isn't the last time we'll be talking to you this season, and I look forward to the next time we talk.
That's awesome. Thanks for you guys, and thanks for the admin team and just all our sponsors, staff, High Performance Media, Lamfree Motorsport, and a shout out to Darren as well with helping with setups and all that.
Nice.
And good job on you guys for having a good call.
This guy needs a
Thank you, mate.
job in the comms
Appreciate
box. He calls out the
He
sponsors
does.
quicker than I do.
He's under the weather and he's still, mate.
Nice work, Pete. You're a
Awesome,
legend.
Pete, mate. Thank you. We'll let
Cheers.
you go, buddy. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Peter Vanderberg, ladies and gentlemen, J-Man. Oh, look, again, never failed to deliver, do the Supercars NZ boys. And once again, tonight, here at Catalunya, Barcelona. J-Man,
Yeah.
what an epic race.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I think, definitely racing was the winner tonight, and we do
Sure.
all appreciate you all tuning in and supporting not only MatchFit Entertainment, but all the sponsors, GAMAFLARE, Allports, NZ Supercars, and the like. I will let my good host, Davo, wrap up the show. That'll be about it for J-Man for tonight, and we will be back this time next week. Davo, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, J-Man. Once again, yes, it is time to wrap it up, and we are going to thank all of our viewers, all of our fans, and everybody that follow us and support us for joining us once again here tonight for MatchFit Entertainment's official coverage of the 2026 Supercars NZ Allports B8 Supercar Summer Series, sponsored by GAMAFLARE, Allports, with support from many and afar, obviously, New Zealand Esports, OKMS Media and Graphics, weekly sponsor as well, as you can see on the screen right there. And look, if you want to get over to Sky 83, maybe next weekend or something, this weekend coming, you'll probably see this once again. But yes, thank you all, everyone. I think we are going off to, just quickly, I think it was Canada next week. So, see you all then. Same time, Tuesday nights. Bye for now.